We're back. Hello everyone. How are we doing this rather rainy, disgusting day in September? We're back. Hello. Just check the sound's coming through. It seems all right. I hope the sound levels are fine. And yes, Pointy's back. I am slightly addicted to this aircraft. But who can blame me? She is a rather fetching character. So here we are then, parked up at Larnaca. I can't remember what gate we used actually when we came in. I think we've actually shuffled across one. But here we are, nevertheless, in Larnaca. We are on Twatsim as well. So we are pretty much ready to get things moving here. So first things first, actually, I need to sort out the aircraft load. We're going to use the world tour load, and fuel I have calculated as... I've already forgotten. Release fuel, 68.879 tons. So 68.8. So 68.9 is good enough for me. Click. And that gives us... What a 6. That looks scarily like an 8. 89.83. Hang on, what did I say? Oh, I'm going mad already. 68.88. Yeah, I've done the wrong thing. 68. Oh, you can't see this. Never mind. 68.8. So 68.9 tons of fuel. Blobbity blobbity blob. There we go. Right, that looks a little bit more like what I wanted. So all I have done so far is connected ground power, flicked that in, keyed in our positions into the 3 INSs and stuck them on a line, and we have it lined up nicely. So we can go on to the preliminary cockpit checklist. Ground power is connected, air data computers are on, drain master heater, we don't need it, it's proper warmers here. In fact, actually, let's get, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Let's get a proper METAR. So LCLK. We are winds 200 degrees, 12 knots, few clouds, 32 degrees, QNH 1010. I think I've already keyed in, yes I have. Transponder, we can click and test.
TCAS system test OK.
Jolly good. So windows and doors are closed. Flight control inverters can come on, and we'll get not that one, not that one either. That one. Nope, that's anti-stall. That one. There we go. Well, anti-stall's going to come on now anyway. Actually. We'll get some annoying ping-ponging, so we'll silence that. Anti-stalls are on. Rad INS is it a rad? Although we will actually be going straight to INS. Instrument transfer switches are all over me from the left seat. QNH altimeters are set. Nav radios. Yeah, okay, let's do some of that then, shall we? 112.8 for Larnaca. And then... what's our first waypoint? Something like F100 or something weird. I'm not entirely convinced there's a waypoint. I think that's... PHA. PHA. Paphos? Oh, it is Paphos. On 117.9er. Well, that's good. So we can actually do some rad nav. 117.9er, we're going to be going off runway 22. I don't think we're going to be able to fly a SID. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's a lie, we might be able to. Okay. Tell you what. Rather than tipping my head, let's rotate the PDF, you moron. There we go, right, okay, cool. So, runway 22, we take off, fly radial 230 degrees from Larnaca. So, come on, oh, 230 degrees from Larnaca, so we'll be over on nav 2. See, I'm not entirely convinced. But there we go, we'll try it anyway. Well, anyway, when we get to DME 16, we will then turn right onto a radial of 087, which is 267 for an inbound. Oh, that was easy. 230 is our initial heading, and we get up to at or above 8,000 feet. Well, we might as well go straight up to 280. Not mess about, because we are going to be going straight away up to supersonic speed. And then we'll have to slow down when we hit, well, just before Venice. And then we're subsonic across Europe, of course. How sad. So, radios, nav radios are set. VHF radios can come to, unfortunately, Unicom. 122.8. AFCS then is set. ADF, I don't think we need any ADFs or have any ADFs for this departure. No, we do not, so irrelevant. Brakes are not in park. Hang on. I need to sort that switch out. Brakes are now in park, good. Nav lights can come on. We can lock the door, we can put seatbelt lights on as well. Throttle master will go whichever way I click, which is that way today. Onto main. Ground hydraulic checkout. We'll flick these on for the moment and we're on yellow. Fuel heaters, it's not by me. So batteries can come on. Flickaroo. INSs are actually done, so what we can do, see we've got the green ready light on all of these, so we can go over to nav. And while we're on there, and while we're on there, getting ahead of myself here, airside bugs are all set, so that's fine. Fuel flow set, P7 clock. So see if we can figure out this clock to. How do you get? Right, well, let's see if that works. I want it to do the 30-second countdown thing, Engine rating will be flyover. Again, I'm ahead of myself here. Emergency lights can be armed, which they are anyway. Start clearance from A to C, we're on Unicom. Door lights are checked, we've done that. Master recall. Nothing we don't already know about. Anti-collision light can come on. Which isn't actually that one. What's that? There we go. Anti-collision light is on. Throttles are idle, always worth checking. There we go. Flight deck door. Did I lock it? I think I did. Yes, I did. Clearance to start from ground crew. Well, let's just assume we got that. Okay, engine idle switches are high. Let's kill these leads, the aircon, which was put on while we were on the deck. And we can start, if I click the right flipping button, engine numero 2. And it's spinning. This is good. Not as good as if I actually started my pirate. There we go, got away with it. 10%. And kill the debo straight away. And start engine number 3. Wait for 10% N2. There it is. On goes the high pressure cot. And that's always a good sign to hear, actually, at this stage. Now what we haven't done, I've just realised, because I'm a mong, we haven't actually loaded our route in. But stick that on waypoint, that on waypoint, that on waypoint, remote, remote, remote. We will pull up the CDU2. Good, and I think I've actually done this correct this time. That looks promising. We will go to distance. Right, distance, wrong way. Okay, now I'm less confident. Oh no, no, these look good. Why is it going from 0 to 2? I'm pretty sure these should be on 0 to 1, so I'm just going to intervene on that. 55 miles. That looks a little bit more sensible. Excellent. We can kill the debo. We can get clearance to push back from the ground crew by spamming the living crap out of that button. I think they get the hint. And we can push back to the tail to the right. So P2. There comes the truck. We've already started rolling before the truck even got there. That's good. Safe dock's working as well, which is nice to see. We can go over to the bleed control panel and get ready for the cross bleed start. And back we go. Right, slightly more sober flight this time. Let's see if we can not back up into the fuel truck. That might not go down quite so well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop us there, and I'm going to stick the parking brake on. And let's say that's clearance from ground crew. So we can go and start engine numero 4 is next. Will it turn? Yes, it will turn. Always a good sign when that happens. We like that. Heading hold, pitch hold on there, and we're going to flick it a roux on engine 4. Wait for starter cutout. There it is. Kill the debo, and finally engine numero 1, and we've got a fan spin. And we'll just wait for that to come up. Bear with me one sec. Alright, it's just a timer going off. I've got some new fish. I need to put them in the tank, so we'll do that before I depart. Okie doke. Kill the debo. Excellent. We can now turn off the crossbleeds and turn on the packs. Lovely air conditioning. Pushback checklist is complete. Okay. I don't remember what I'm doing now. Right, okay, flight controls. First of all, that is not right. Did I kill? These are all on auto. Minute. Kill the mech jam. Come on. So, wait a minute, I'm being a div here, something, aren't I? Is auto not good enough? You actually have to... Oh yeah, clearly. So yeah, they need to come on. Now will it let me... Yes, now it'll let me kill the mech jam. But I am going to go into mechanical. We can do left, we can do right, we can do down, we can do up, sluggish, rudder. Oh, just cop that up. There we go. Okay, so that works. So we can try the green system, which isn't on because I've not actually turned them on yet. Right, I have done something wrong because it's not letting me turn that on. What have I done wrong? We've got hydraulics all in the green. Generators. That's what I forgot. That's what I forgot. And now it lets me put everything on. There we go. And There we are. We now have hydraulic. I am just going to test the green system as well because we didn't do that. And that is now working. Okay. Oops. Right, cool. Fix the problem. RTFM. Okay, we're back in. We're back in. So, trims. FCS is done. Trims needs to go down to about -2.5. Now thereabouts. Stab feel is engaged. Engine anti-ice, we absolutely do not need it. Idle switches can come down to low. Interestingly, hasn't actually changed the idle. Hydraulics are normal. Ground equipment clear. After start checklist is complete. Taxi checklist, visor and nose, 5 degrees. Instruments, check no flags. All looks good there. Trims are set. CG's fine. Throttle master is set. Drain master heater needs to come on. Pressure static heaters come on, although really we don't need them. ADS heaters come on, and standby heaters. Engine control schedule should be on flyover. Not sure if we actually need it to be on flyover. Reverse ASOVs, I can't be bothered doing that. And get the reheats ready to put on when the time is right. Okay. Almost ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to quickly go and put my fish in the tank, so give me 2 minutes and I'll be back. Also, right. Sorry about that. Fish are in. So, taxi checklist. Oh, it's actually complete, so yes. We are ready to taxi out to runway 22, Desmond. Come on. There she goes. This, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Well, ironically, it's actually easier taxiing in this view. So we can see the windsock is blowing right to left, so we're going to be turning left. Probably should look at a ground chart though. So, have a look-see. Now this chart's horrendously out of date, so that is zero help. Yes, that is absolutely no help, so we are going to wing it, like we always do. I think there's two parallel taxiways here. We're going to, actually, this isn't right, you would probably taxi on the one furthest away. So anyone on a high speed exit isn't doing it nose to nose with you. Right. So taxi lights can come on, that would be good. We'll turn the demists on. It is going to be quite humid here. I don't think it's modelled, I'm not entirely sure. I can see some sort of dirt on the window. Okay, so landing lights will come on in a bit. We can turn the transponder to standby. Brake fans should really be on. Need to grease these pedals a bit with sticking something rotten. Takeoff monitor can come on. We can give the cabin crew a opti-ping. Load a little GA down here at Larnaca. Nice. Don't often see a Concorde going past them. The Concorde going past them, not a Concorde, it's just Concorde. Pedals are really stupid. Yeah. Just put some on that sim just in case anyone cares. Reheats can be armed. Brake fans will come off in a sec. Just apply the brakes a little here, just to slow us down. I'll leave the fans on for that. And although it's a reasonably long runway here, I am going to pinch a bit by doing this little loop here. Will do if I can have to take these brakes off. Come on. That gives us a few meters longer to play with. So, well, 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, you want joystick cam, do you?
Airspeed building. 100 knots. Power set. V1.
No, not start.
Rotate.
Rotate.
V2, 100 to go. Decide.
What?
Positive climb.
Positive climb, gear up. That was a bit of a ropey takeoff, wasn't it? Kill the reheat.
240 knots.
240 knots. Autopilot can come on. IAS hold. Alt acquire. And heading hold. Screw you. Turn on. Why does he keep turning that off? That is say annoying. Well, here we are, punching up out of Larnaca at an absolute laggy rate. There we go. Oh no, what I didn't do. Whoops. Did everything else though, we're alright. We're alright. And we're looking to intercept this radial. We're actually meeting the speed restriction. That's pretty good, isn't it? Despite being almost 20 degrees nose up. That's quite nice. So you wouldn't mind the noise if you're sunbathing and you heard that bad boy coming up. If you saw it, even better. Wow. Not a bad sight at all. Right, and what I'm going to do is take us to max climb. Alt climb. Never forget to push out acquire. Oh my god. We can arm the localizer. And we can go over to standard pressure of 1013 millibars or hectopascals, whatever you prefer. Nose can come up. Oh, wrong one. Bollocks. Oh, I missed it, sorry. They're not getting a display. Makes me think I've not turned that on. Nope, it's not that way. There it is. That's what we wanted. And there we are, locked on to the Paphos VOR, which is over the southwest side of Cyprus. And I do believe, actually, that is our first waypoint in the INS as well. So, what we can do is go over to INS hold, and I've got someone at the door. So, INS. More post. So max climb, so the aircraft is going to come up to the barber pole to the fastest it can go, and that will take us all the way up to flight level 280, at which point it will level out. But hopefully we will be able to go supersonic at that point, so lights can come away. Master warning recall, all good. ADS standby heaters are on, pressurization should be coming up. Yeah, we've got positive climb on there. Nose visor is up and locked. After takeoff checklist complete. Mach 0.7 checklist, altimeters are set. 013. Brake fans should be off. Oh my god, the leg spikes. Brake fans are off. Takeoff CG switch should be normal. Not that one. That should be normal anyway. That's good. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's turn the shed galleys on. And the water heaters. Engine control schedule, just done that as normal. Seatbelt signs can actually come off now. It's pretty good weather here. Taxi lights are off. Landing lights are off. Nozzle override lights are off. Secondary nozzle should be modulating. Not that one. Not that one either. Come on. 12.2 degrees. 12.1 degrees, so that is modulating. Climb checklist is complete. Next up will be the transonic checklist, and we're not actually a million miles away from it. Although we can't go transonic yet because we are still over Crete? Or third? Cyprus. Flipping out, third time lucky. That's Paphos down there, the other sort of major airfield. On Crete. Oh my god, on Cyprus. There it is down there. We've probably just passed RAF Akrotiri, which is... Oh. Come on. RAF Akrotiri, there it is. We'll have to do a flight from there sometime actually, and something equally fast, maybe the B1. And we're coming up on Mach decimal 9 here. So the transonic checklist, well, we can't do it, so we've got to be past Paphos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick the auto throttles on and go to Mach hold. I don't want us to punch through the sound barrier yet. But we're almost there. But we can see we're going over Paphos now. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. There it is. Might even be able to see the Paphos VOR. Look hard enough. Got it there? Not sure. So we'll just wait a token bit of time. So you see the DME's just cut out there, which means we're pretty much directly overhead it. We probably want to be about 40-50 miles away. Already 28 degrees below outside, 640 miles an hour. We is not hanging about. The ground speed according to that spy, let's just get a quick update. 547 knots. That's pretty good. And we're getting pretty darn close to 280 now. 265. Bit of a bump, but it's pretty nice weather out here today. Gotta be said, it is alright. Certainly a lot better than it is here in Loughborough, near East Mids. It's incurred, although it's actually died down a bit, but it has been unbelievably windy. Crazy sauce. So I should get altitude alert, 1,000 to go.
Altitude alert, 1,000 to go.
There he is. We can actually reset that chrono. Change that over to chrono. Because we've got a maximum, I think it's 15 minutes, we can have the reheats on. Coming up on, getting towards 20 miles from Paphos, already 75 miles from Larnaca, in not very many times at all. 34 minutes flight time according to BA Virtual's new beta ACARS. Nav accuracy is still really good. This aircraft seems to hold nav accuracy really well actually compared to the 7.0 and the 742. It's pretty good. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's just because you're not flying for as long, so it seems like it holds it better. But it just seems to remember in the particularly the 7.0, was just forever doing DME updates. You had to do them all the time. Here we are, slowly levelling out at 280, about 400 knots indicated airspeed. Nice bit of condensation on the wings there. And a nice bit of a lag spike as well. So we are actually a reasonable distance from land now. So, I'm going to take the auto throttles out. Back into max climb up to flight level 600 if we get there. Alt acquire. And inboard reheats to start with. And full power. There's the reheats ignited, and then the outboard. That's purely for passenger comfort. You don't get too much of a punch. The seatbelt signs are off. People could be having a wait. Or supping on a bit of champagne. Lovely. So reheats are on, that's the transonic checklist done. Just waiting for all the dials to go spaz when we hit the speed of sound. And there we are, there's Mach 1. So Mach 1 pressure static heaters can come off. ADS stay on actually, wing anti-ice, engine anti-ice is off, and the windshield and visor de-ice and demist can come off. That's the Mach 1 checklist. Coming up on Mach 1.1, so we'll expect the secondary nozzles to be at 0.5. They're actually not yet. Nozzle override lights off at least. Oh, we're not quite at Mach 1.1 yet. And that is coming down quite quickly. Look at that. Oh, you're soaking wet, cat. Oh, do you mind? Oh, look at the moon. Pretty cool. There's Mach 1.1. Let's have another look at these nozzles. Oh yeah, they've shut right off. 0.0 degrees actually. I don't know where the secondary nozzles actually are. I'll have to check that out. Mach 1.3, air intake should be checked. It doesn't actually say what we're checking them for. But, yeah, alright. I've checked it. What the chuff I'm doing with it, but there we go. Next up, Mach 1.7, reheats will come off. Shit, I didn't start the timer. 15 minutes, so let's call it 10 minutes we've got. .609 knots on that spy, ground speed. Slightly aware of this speedy birdie, treble 7 ahead of us. Was that 167? I can't even see him. TAP 151 we can see though, Portugal. Still lag spiking like a bitch. And we're actually almost at the same flight level as that treble, so we'll be well above him by the time we're getting close. Already 135 miles from Larnaca, from where we started, where we are making very good progress. Let me just get the windows up I need. So what flight should we do after this then in Concorde? Probably won't be doing another one today, but we need to have a think about what we're going to do next. So we've done Reykjavik, Iceland. We've done Larnaca, Cyprus. We could do... well, there's quite a few actually. We could do transatlantic. It's no longer than this flight, really. Well, it's about 20 minutes longer, but you know, stop all in a big shit, maybe would say. At 1.5 is absolutely tanking it now. Once we get up to cruise, I will be stepping away for 10 minutes. I just need to have a very quick blitz around the house, check the new fish are alright and settled into the tank, and then I will be back. I will not be away for more than 10 minutes really. And I'll leave you with a really nice cinematic view anyway. So look forward to that. He's at 39,000, we're already at 42, well actually we're at 43. So the refresh rate on that spy just isn't quite good enough for the CONC. There's Mach 1.7, the flight engineer's already turned the reheats off for us. AFCS is set, autoacquire is on. Fuel tank pressure will be fine, that's not handled by me. The next up is at flight level 500. We will hit the transonic checklist. And what I can do is I can bring our N2 down to 100%. Just so we're not stressing the engine any more than we need. Oh, come on. Good enough for me. Sit in the chair. Strange cat, you really are. Yeah, looking pretty good. Everything's looking reasonably sensible. I've not mucked up too much today. I'm getting the hang of it. We're learning together. Oh, blimey, excuse me. We're learning together. I'm not doing any flights. I'm not even doing anything off screen in flight sim. So you really are seeing me learn at my rate. Not be far off Mach 2, we're not. We have a look at this other speedy birdie, treble. Lovely jubbly. Very nice indeed. Where are we in relation to him? So we're above him and off the nose actually. We already passed him. Not that I can see. If anything, we're off to the right slightly. No, I cannot see us. So he's off to our right side, but a good bit below. What's that? Oh, it's a VHF antenna. No. Just didn't expect to see that there. Rolls Royce Olympus. Snack man. Come on. We can see the ramps have closed. To see in the back of the engine, unfortunately. You can see the front spinning. Oh, that's a nice view, isn't it? Oh, I get that perfectly head on. Oh, yes. Oh, that is a cool view. Look at all the crew in there as well. There we go. That is definitely going to be the thumbnail. It will be. Come on. There we go. Getting a CG warnings, the flight engineer shit at his job. That is something that I will be learning how to do in future videos. Not quite there yet. Quite got that confidence to be able to play about with it. So we're pretty much smashing due west here, and then we'll come up in the gap between Greece and the heel of Italy, and then up through past Croatia way. But yes, we are absolutely tanking it now. Can't see that treble. Not to worry. Mach 1.85 and a bit. quite slow today actually, and we've pretty much levelled out there now. We are still increasing speed a little bit. That's not a problem. There's no one else up here to worry us. No other aircraft that fly at these heights. So, I am going to put you in a cinematic view. I'm going to go and get my shit sorted. And then we will come back. Well, I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Make sure the mic isn't clipping. It is a little bit, so I'll just drop my speakers down. Sorry about that. Yes, that looks pretty good. Cool. I will be right back. I'll put the little thing up. Click. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Click. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Awesome. There we are. There's the sound again. Right, see you shortly. how's it getting on? Coming up round Crete, by the looks of it. Awesome sauce. Sorry, that's killed the sound, doesn't it? Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Check my emails. So let's have a look inside. It's weird. There we go. Cool, right. So we are tanking it up, Mach 1.91 by the looks of that. And we are flight level 480 at the moment. Still climbing, but not very fast. And POSREC for BA, 125.4. Yeah. So this is the right turn around the bottom side of Crete. Pippa, what are you doing? I can see you prowling around, walking all over my soldering iron. Do you mind? Good job that's not on, isn't it? Oi! Pippa! Down! Get down! Pippa! Down! Okay. So we're nowhere near our total air temperature limit. So we're all right there. Now the VOR we're going to be looking for. I'm going to have to pull up Plan G to get the frequency, and then we can probably do a DME update of that when we pick it up, although at the moment we really don't need it. But that's still a little way off. And then of course we'll be slowing down before we hit Venice, Valencia, that sort of area. And then of course we'll be quite slow from there. So we have to take that into account, that our ground speed will be a lot slower. So the Valencia VOR is Vic is actually a waypoint. And it's 113.4. Doubt we're going to pick that up yet. We'll pick it up when we're more than halfway up Italy. Yes, meow. Okay. Oi! Hey. So yeah, we're not quite got the speed we want at the moment. What's the wind doing? Apparently 0. Doesn't seem right. 244 degrees, 21 knots. Which concurs with that one. Why can't I get wind on that? That's really weird. I'm only getting wind on -1 and 2 and not on 3. Huh. Not sure. Don't know. So 243. Yeah, so it's sort of on the tail. Well, that shouldn't drastically affect our Mach number. Mind you, it will give us slightly less lift. But then we're flying relative to the air here, so that should sort itself out. What did you think? It's no good. I might just take the throttles up to max they'll suffer. Just to give us that little bit of punch, just to get us that last bit of the way. I don't know whether you are supposed to climb full throttle or whether you're supposed to climb at 100% N2. You'd have thought 100's the biggest, but biggest safe speed at least. No. We are now climbing again though, which is good. Clinging on to the very little air that there is up at this sort of altitude, but it's not too bad at the moment. Certainly if we get up to flight level 600, the controls would be very, very sloppy. Okay. No. I'd love to go back now to Flight Sim 2000 and because CONC was in that, wasn't it? And see whether or not I could fly it, because I could never flip and fly the thing. But then I think I'm a lot more proficient now than I used to be. And it's interesting actually, even though CONC wasn't in FSX, the control to lower and raise the nose and the visor is still in FSX controls list, even though it wasn't part of the actual base game, base sim. Yeah. Right. Have you dried yourself off? Come on then. Hello. Help. I just heard a click. Was that us going over to cruise? Yes, it was. We're now in cruise for the engine flight rating. Okay, lie down nice. Okay. New jackhammer impression now. Purring away. Oh. But, oh. You like invading my streams, don't you? Well, cat stream raid. You like that, don't you? There you go. You have it pampered, cat, you really do. Yeah. Wonder who owns who. I think you definitely own the human. The human. Yeah. So we've got no other traffic to worry about while we're up here, unless another concourse up here, of course. That would be interesting. But I can't see any, or at least I can't see anyone on this route. We do have to be wary when we drop out of supersonic and drop back down to flight level 280 if we can do that, although it's it'll be 26. Can't quite do 28. Even flight level for flying west, of course. And we just have to make sure we don't drop down on top of someone. Because of course we'll still be flying a lot quicker than them, but we won't be supersonic. Let's do that now. So here we are, coming up south side of Greece at the moment. Just staying far enough off the shore to allow us to stay supersonic. Blowing out everyone's windows. Nice flight level 500 we've just crossed through now as well. I'd have thought we'd have gone into max cruise now. But maybe it's still waiting for us to... yeah, you can't manually enable that. Maybe it's still waiting for the nose temperature to increase to 127. That's TMO. Temperature max operating. It's slowly increasing. And then when max cruise comes in, it will basically adjust our altitude in order to keep the temperature within limits. So we keep the speed up, but then we adjust our altitude to keep the temperature low enough. That's not a straightforward calculation, because obviously the higher you go, there's less air, so there's less hitting the nose to actually cause friction. But then equally, the higher you up, the less cooling you've got. Are you all these nice toys, and it's a bloody scrap of a flipping sweets wrapper that's your favourite? Falls away, that hurts. Alright, slowly turning up. Turning towards the north. Sneak through that tiny little gap between Greece and Italy. How interesting is that? It's quite a small gap. It's a little bit bigger than the channel. Not a huge amount bigger though. Sort of by eyeballing it. Oh, no. A little bit of wind up here. A bit of a bump. On the whole, the winds up here are pretty good. It's only 10 knots. Don't know how accurate the calculation is at this height. And our nav accuracy 34. Still really good. No. No. Oh, if you're going to bite me, you can bugger off. So, have we got any air traffic control come on yet? I know it's during the day, but... Gatwick Tower's on, that's no good. Good, full cohort, almost at Manchester. Oh, we do actually have Shamwick on. With one aircraft. Beamer. Oh, and Japan as well. Ah, is that Jeju? Where did the pronunciation of that? On some random bit in Russia as well. With absolutely no aircraft in it. He's just making up his hours. Lots and lots and lots. Very busy in Europe actually. Quite busy today. 414 aircraft on and 31 controllers. 464 aircraft now. And another right turn. Put us not far off due north. Aiming for that little gap. And this is where we'll actually, this next waypoint is our last just random GPS coordinate, long lat, and then very, very short distance then to Gokul, or Gokul, and then we're actually back onto, effectively onto airways, although we're still a bit high for airways. But we will descend into that airway into Valencia. Sorry, I keep saying Valencia. Valencia's in Spain, isn't it? Vicenza. Yes, Vicenza. So. Oh, yeah, my geography's all over the place. Right. I think it is time to stick the kettle on. So, be right back. through this time. Excellent. Oh, we can see. Oh, we're right at that spot between Greece and Italy. I'm going too fast for FSX's camera to figure out what the hell's going on. Come on. Genuinely, yeah. Throwing a right spaz. What the hell? Why can't I do normal spot view? Ugh. Give up and leg spike. What a surprise. Bordering on unworkable. There's the heel of Italy. And we come. We are at Mach 2 finally. Excellent. But not for too much longer, I'm afraid. No, not got that much longer at this speed, to be honest with you. An easy jet behind us. Oh, he's actually on the floor. On the ground, I suppose, is the terminology that's more commonly used rather than on the floor. You can actually see the darkness of space even though it's daytime. Pretty cool. Yeah, the camera's a bit fixed. Oh, there we go, it's working now. There's the heel of Italy, you can just see it coming round from the bottom of the shoe. And there's the west coast of France. We've got the moon in the background, the mun. The reference. And then we'll be coming up on sort of Bosnia, and then Croatia. Split is down. We'll be down here somewhere. We'll pass Split. It's quite a fun approach. We're not too far from Dubrovnik, which I do have the scenery for Dubrovnik. That's quite a fun approach as well. That's down here somewhere. In fact, I'll tell you exactly where it is. Comes out, so I think it's down there. Why the doors show as open sometimes. Really weird. Well, at some angles it thinks that you're not going to be able to see him, so it dumps them from memory. What I suspect is happening. You can actually see the air hostess there about to jump out. She actually moved it. I think she is. Hang on. Oh no, it's decided that, yeah. Yeah, she is. She's moving about. I wonder this is heavy on within frames and lag and everything. If it's modelling people moving about inside, I don't care. Let's have a look at that. There's Split. Dubrovnik's there. There's us. Going nice and fast, 1,140 knots ground. I know what we've not done. We've not set the gear to neutral. There we go. And we are in max cruise now, so we have hit that 127. We're actually below it. Yeah, we're well below it actually. Back 2. Not quite as quick as we can go. But certainly not very far away. Modulating our altitude in order to keep the speed as high as she'll suffer, and that total air temperature on the nose, so we don't melt the nose off. I'm going to drop the N2 back to 100% just because I feel like that's where it should be. 104 just seems odd. There we go, 100% N2. You can see our speed is stable, but we are actually descending a little bit just to keep that speed up. Because one thing you don't want to do is slow down too much when you're not expecting it, because you will very easily lose control in this thin atmosphere. All the way up here at flight level 524. It would be nice if we had some control come on. A bit of Euro control would be nice. But we've not picked up the Kenza. And that will give us an indication of when we need to start decelerating. So we're not going supersonic when we hit land. We are. Yeah, we're doing all right actually. We've got loads of fuel, but don't forget our fuel burn is going to go up drastically when we go subsonic. Fuel burn itself won't be too different, but our speed will be less than half what it currently is now. So effectively we have to burn twice as much to go the same distance. Although the actual amount of fuel the engines are burning is pretty much bob on the same actually. We did some calcs on the way down. Because your speed's slower, you're burning it for a longer period of time. So your fuel flow per mile is higher, even though your fuel flow per minute is the same. There's something to be wary of. It has been taken account of in the calcs. Got the Concorde Performance System X. Free download I got. Fantastic bit of software. It seems pretty good. Really happy with that. Thank you to whoever the chap is who developed it. I've got it through BA Virtual. It's a super bit of software. Yeah, Eurocontrol would be really good. Technically, we'll be outside their airspace because we're above it, and then we will drop into it from above rather than from the side. Be interested to see how they handle that. Whether they just have us on frequency straight away, even though they can't control us technically, and just have basic service sort of thing. I don't know. Or traffic service maybe. That's quite interesting actually, because this route, you have two Concords flying opposite directions on the same route, so you've got an issue there. Maybe they got around it by just not having two airborne at the same time on this route. Probably make a lot of sense. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how the transatlantic one works either, whether there's a separate route for west as opposed to east. Concorde sort of didn't use a nat track, it used its own. I don't know whether they're different for each way and whether there would be two airborne at the same time. PG warning, that's fine. Yes, I know. So what runway are we using at Heathrow? Let's have a look on flight radar. Yes, I know. What's up? "27 left for arrivals." Oh, well, that's very handy because that's the one I want to come in on. Interesting. There's an A380 coming in from Los Angeles. It's actually just had to do a hold at Ockham. And he's doing some really weird ass route. Have a look at this. Look. He's done sort of one hold at Ockham, broke out of that halfway round, and has been given really, really weird vectors. Because, I mean, look at this string coming in here. Where's this guy going? Oh, he's going into city. Liar, he's probably going city, yeah. And are these guys stacking Heathrow as well? No, he's outbound. This guy, Mexico. So yeah, so this Speedy Birdie is going to be following this chap in. Where's this Rhino? I think he's going. London Stansted, so no issue there. He's outbound. He's going to be outbound, I would imagine. Portugal is coming into Heathrow. But he's not really done a hold, he's just been given some weird ass vectors. But I expect him to now swing a right following this 380. Ava 120. Larnaca. Also coming into Heathrow. This beaver's just done a really weird ass route. Like he was told to turn right too late. Maybe there was some other traffic here. Maybe it was this Air Mexico. Oh no, because he's been given a similar. I wonder why. That's got to be for noise. So they're not overflying this area for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know London noise abatement. They get very, very close to that ILS. Obviously, they're going to be a bit higher. Is this guy going to cut in as well? Yeah, he is. Oh, he's already done a hold. So he's going to cut in. That's two 380s right up each other's chooch there. Another one in the hold. Another one in the hold. And the guys coming in for City aren't helping the situation, I suppose. Particularly for the big aircraft, because they're flying over City, more or less. I mean, he's only just missed it. City's there. What height's he in the hold at then? 9,700. He's on short final, so he's going to be low. I'm guessing. Yeah, he is, yeah. I think that dash 8's already down. Guy's up at altitude, so he's not good. Yeah, so there you go. There's interesting bit of stacking and holding and stuff like that. Get these guys in. Really interesting that to watch. We do now have actually some traffic here. This guy worries me. That guy not so much, but hopefully he should be sufficiently underneath us when we start our decel, so that we're not going to drop down right in his face. Hill back, there we go. It'll be about an hour to cross Europe, even though it's a reasonably short leg of the journey, but obviously because we're going slow. Subsonic. But the Germans don't like us blowing the windows out, yeah? Terrible German accent. I speak a reasonable amount of German, that was awful. Ooh, Nice is on. Divert down there. Impromptu holiday. So we have picked up this now. So it's going to be about 50 miles before, and that's actually inland a little bit. So really we actually want to start deselling now. Maybe not. I'm always overly cautious. Well, the other one we can key in, Chioggia 141, which is not quite, well, yeah, we pass it on the left hand side, and there's still a little bit of distance. What I can see from the map then, you can't see my pointer on there, can you? Chioggia is roughly, oh yes, you can see my pointer, roughly here, and Vicenza is sort of up here, and we're going up to Vicenza, so ignore this red line, we're actually going north of that. It's got 72 miles to Chioggia and 110 to Vicenza, so that tells me obviously there's 40 miles between the two. So eyeballing it, yeah, we are going to need to start deselling pretty soon. So, decel checklist. Okay, so warning and landing display, check. Oh, come on. Safety altitude check, airside bugs are set, altimeters set, cross-checked. I'm only using mine, so that's fine. Decision height is set. At deceleration point, press Alt hold. Switch auto throttle 1 off. Oh, well, it was off anyway. Come on. We'll just do that. Start the chrono. And then hit F2. And it worked this time. So the engineer's going to bring the throttles back to 18% TLA to prevent an engine surge. And then when we hit 360 knots, indicated, we will begin our descent. Flight level, let's try 280. And we've got someone chatting on. Doing a throttle and Unicom. I'm not slowing down quite as quick as I want. %. You would have thought that's going to be 82 then. Oh. Assuming that's how it tallies. Well, actually, not quite going to make this. Oh well, no one's watching. I always slow down too early. And as soon as we hit Mach 1. Yeah, 1.5 we can bring the throttles down to 32% TLA. So that'd be what, 68? I assume that's how it coincides. No, you're a control, unfortunately. Bring these back a bit early. Oh, come on. Not far off land here. Might even be over land. Cheeky poke of the head out the window. Random plank of plywood. Weird. So we really need to slow down. So at 360 knots indicated, we hit alt acquire. The aircraft will descend at 800 feet a minute. And then at 350 knots, we'll hit IAS hold. There's alt acquire. It engages vertical speed. Starts to bring the nose down. And then 350 knots, IAS hold. So it will now try and hold 350 knots. Engine reset valve should be open. For some reason the flight engineer doesn't want me to put them open. Ah, we're back, I think. Oh, a phone call, hang on. Oh, sorry about that. That was a longer phone call than I expected to have. And I suddenly got the panic that I hadn't loaded in the next ADU card. So I just panically did that whilst I was on the phone there. Still on INS, we're still descending. Speed's pretty good now. So to that extent, actually, I'm going to go to Mach hold. And let's check the door. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be on 7 to 8. Ah, that's why it's throwing a bit of a hoo-ha. 7 to 8. Oops, 7 to 8. And then 7 to 8. Hi, Danny. I wasn't expecting it to turn us left. I was expecting it to turn us left, not right. Why are we going right? That's quite odd. It is straightening us up. POSREP 120.2. So we're in Mach hold now at Mach 0.94, so we are subsonic. And we need to descend actually. So, well, this thing never works for me. Oh, come on. Oh, hang on, is that nose? Oh, it's nose up. Yeah, nose down. The way I want to go. Not bringing the nose down, even though oh, now it is. Overcooked that a little bit. Don't need to descend quite so aggressively. And we're still flying well off course. So, good. 49.20, 316. Right, I am going to No, I don't want to use the GPS to do it. Pretty sure it is the 7 to 8 leg that we should be on. 9:15. Frankfurt? I'll load the right card in. Come on. There we go. No, I didn't load the right card in because I'm a mong. Something was going really, really weird.
Altitude
Thousands to
alert,
go.
1,000 to go.
Not the choir's on, yeah. Yeah, good. Run that cold so we're as fast as you'll suffer. Whilst being above the speed, below the speed of sound. After a small little detour, we're back en route. I wanted to fix that without going into heading hold because, well, you probably would know your headings actually. Yes, we are back in business. So, what I do want to do is probably do a DME update because our nav accuracy is getting a bit poop. And for that, we will use... Right, so there's a waypoint there, Chatillon. Which we're not quite there yet, but will cover us most of the way to London. 117.6. And then 8-point mode. And we'll do waypoint. Go to 2. So we will do I wanted to do in a minute. Let's do the pop-up, much easier. So right click, and Chatillon is lock info panel. Info, here we go. So north 49082. East 3344. And elevation is measuring stick. Well, that was in remote, so why did it not come up on the others? Am I going to have to key that in for all of them? I get a horrible feeling that I am. So, north. Oh no, it has done it. It has done it. 4908. Yes, waypoint changed to. Come on. Waypoint changed to. Waypoint changed to. I think they did do it on all of them. So we're not actually in range of that DME yet, which is why we're not quite picking it up. But we're not a million miles away. And the aircraft now knows where that VOR is, and when we pick it up, it will then get bearing and distance to it. So it thinks it knows where it is, so it can then calculate where it thinks the VOR is, but it knows where the VOR is, or DME, I should say. So it then adjusts where it thinks it is by the same amount, effectively. So if it thinks the VOR's there from the INS and therefore it is here, but actually when it picks up the radio the VOR's there, so it thinks it's there, it then adjusts where it thinks it is to where it actually is, and it brings the two back in line, and that's your nav accuracy sorted out. So, but we've got to wait for that DMA to actually come in. So we seem to be alright at 280, which is good. We've still got a pretty decent ground speed. It's not huge. We can actually go a little bit quicker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the auto throttle, bring our speed up. Let that speed slowly build up. Get us up to about decimal 9394, something like that. Bit quick, but that's fine. I don't know what the subsonic cruise was for Concorde. I suppose I could probably find it out. Overland legs. Oh, Mach decimal 85. Oh, okay. Right, well, we'll slow down a bit then. Pull those throttles back a bit. Still not quite on course again after our little wibble wobble. And now we've not really got any threat from any other traffic because we're actually quite low compared to cruising aircraft. So there is a FedEx above us, 777. For some reason showing up as an A321. Because he's keyed in 777F. Just confused the model matching. There's a crash 8. Gear down for some reason. Strange. West. A lot on departure. From Zurich, I think. What's our Mac number now then? 88. Still just pulling it back a little. There's a bit more wind down here, a bit more bumperoo, more lag spike. It's not too bad, only 16 knots. On the tail, which is nice. Coming down to decimal 8.5. And we will kick in Mac hold now. Finish reading actually that article that I found that stat from, to see how valid it was. Quite interesting. Concord's windows were extra small, so if the window did blow out, the air compression system could actively compensate by pumping air in faster than it could escape until the pilot completed his emergency descent. That's pretty interesting. Cruise speed over land. Can't really see anything on that. So we'll just go with that random forum post then. For lack of any other information or knowledge. If someone does know, please do enlighten me. What altitudes and speeds that Concorde flew at over land, particularly on this leg across Europe. I wonder if there's anything actually on the BAV forum. 540 knots, flight level 380. No, can't find that there. Can he find anything? Cool. So we've got no control at Heathrow, so that's going to be amusing. It's very exciting coming into Heathrow. Also VAS and all that side of things will be fun, not. I get the feeling from a few bits I've watched there that Concorde could subsonic cruise after a super cruise at flight level 4 10, but not entirely sure. I thought it was 280, was it service ceiling subsonic? Maybe that's just on subsonic before supersonic, not vice versa. Sonic after supersonic, once you've burnt a bit of fuel off. But she seems reasonably happy here. Bit of a nose-up attitude, but that's sort of expected. As we are coming over, well, east side of France, west side of Germany now. Not much around us to see. So we could have a look at some other Concorde flights we can do. Let's do that. Aircraft CONC. Order by flight number, I suppose. So JFK is the obvious one. Concorde 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are part of a tour. We've got Toronto there. Larnaca, that's this one. AIAD, is that Philly? Oh. Washington. TBPB, is that Bahamas? Barbados, sorry, Barbados. Oh, we could do that. That sounds fun. That's quite a long flight, actually. 4 hours and a quarter. Heathrow to Heathrow. Boston. PG, I'm assuming, is Filton or somewhere, is it? Where it was made. Yeah, Bristol, Filton. That could be a fun little flight. A GMMN. That, same way as Bahamas, I think. Oh no, it's Morocco. Ah, yeah, we could do Morocco. That's quite short, 1 hour and 55. There's Reykjavik, we've done that. Oh. We're all around the world tours. Tapa. Tapa is BC Bird, that's it. Antigua, which we have been to before, and I think the 7-0. We'll do around the world tour at some point. Oh, we could do around UK tour. EGLL, EGFF. So there's one to Heathrow to Cardiff and back. Heathrow to PH is Edinburgh, isn't it? Yeah, Edinburgh and back. There's a Manchester and back. Belfast, Aldergrove and back. Birmingham and back. So these look like pre-positioning flights or something, I guess. Oh, well, we'll do some of those. They sound pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll do some of that, definitely. So we picked up the VOR DME now. We go to our DME update screen. That's interesting. So somehow I've managed to kill the north on there. Let's try that again. And it was north 49082. If it goes from flashing to locked, that's good. Oh, come on, really? $334.4. It's flashing because it's not overly happy with it. Now nav accuracy is on the verge of being a bit poop. Let's see if it comes in, but it's not happy with that. Might have to try another one. That's alright, I've got another one we can use. Just give it a moment to see if this number starts coming down. Oh, it has, yes, it started decreasing, so it can't be that unhappy with it. Still flashing, so it's still not overly chuffed with it. It should go solid. Bandwidth's still on, I think. Yeah, it is. Who's that down there? Is that a Chewy? It is a Chewy. From Lisbon to Funchal. Madeira. We'll have to go and watch him in a bit. Our accuracy is improving, so I don't need to panic about that just yet. When we get a bit closer, we'll go with Biggin? Yeah, probably Biggin. And our last waypoint is Alesso. So what I can do is let's have a look at Heathrow arrival charts and let's have a look for Alesso. Probably going to be Biggin, isn't it? Northeast. It is Alesso, and then straight into Biggin on a radial of 136. Is 315 inbound. So let's be in 315 into here. There we go. Put that on heading as well, I suppose. So that'll get us into Biggin Hill. And then we need a transition onto 27 left. I'm not going to fly the full transition with the noise abatement because, well, this just won't turn, just won't do it. And then we need the ILS for 27 left. Oh, so we have that there ready to rock and ruin when we need it. Excellent. Not a million miles away now, boys and girls. Coming up towards Paris. We don't actually go as far as Paris. We stay to the northeast of it. Right up there we go. Cool, so while we're tanking it over Frampton, I'm just going to have a quick wee. I will be right back. Yeah, that's good. The fish seems to be settling in alright. Nice to see. So we've got Manchester Tower on, Liverpool Tower on, Leeds approach, direct ground and tower on at Gatwick. I still can't do Gatwick because I've not got the rating, despite the fact I did all my training there. But there we go. So what height do we need to be at Lesso? Well, Lesso is our last waypoint, so first of all, what waypoint is that? Waypoint 1. Okay. So when we go from 9 to 1, we're on the last leg on the INS. And then we'll turn on to the big in radial. Our INSs have all updated, done the DME update, and we've got good numbers now, down to 14. And we won't need to do another one now, so we might as well go and key in big in hell of 1151. We'll kill our DME update, but we don't need it now. And we can key in well, actually we'll key in London 1136, and then nav1 will become the ILS once we get that far. That spy's looking alright on there. Jolly good. Paris is down there somewhere. A couple of Air France's coming in. Air France Dreamliner there. Lovely. Very nice livery though, is it? A bit yucky. Nine to 1 we're looking for. Leave that on there. We can turn remotes off. No, I'm not going to need any of that. Oh, right, only this aircraft. When do we change the throttle masters over? Well, we should have done that by now. Oh, we should have done that in Mach 1. Crap. Ah, at the same time we should have turned all these on. Right, yeah, that's why. That's, there we go. Back in the game. Back to where we should have been. There we go. No major damage done. Almost at Didor. We will turn right over towards Alesso. And then fly over Hastings. Good bit west of the White Cliffs. Between Lydd and Seaford, and we'll actually fly pretty close into Gatwick. Actually, we'll be slightly aware of that. But we'll try and stay on the big in. What's the big in 4 Bravo? Best we can. It's not an RNAV approach, so we can do it. But remember, we're not RVSM, so we'll be wary of that. Well, I think both. This one was. BA had 2 Concords that were capable of RVSM, or rated for RVSM. And we have actually picked up Biggin now on the DME, 190 miles to go. We'll chew through that in no time at all. So what altitudes do we need to be at? Flight level 180 by ETVAX, and that's pretty much as we cross over into Blighty over land. We need to be at flight level 180 by then. And then that's, yeah. And then we'll be straight down to 3,000. I don't know, 6,000. Yeah. 2,500 for the ILS. I'm not going to overcomplicate it by following it completely correct. So we should now flick over 9 to 1 in a minute. Oh, in fact, no, 8 to 9, 9 to 1 will be into Heathrow. So when we get to 9, yes, 110 miles. Yeah, and Heathrow's 100, well, Biggin's 170, so that's right. So we'll have to then flick over into RAD. "13 minutes, it reckons, to get to Alesso. Start of the star." Less than 100 miles to Alesso. Awesome, nearly there, nearly there. This is a boring bit of the flight, isn't it? Having to fly subsonic in Concorde. Oh, it's criminal. Oh, and Heathrow Tower's just come on, 1185. So, we can get that ready to go in. Arrival runway 27 left, good, because that's the one I was going for anyway. NH1008. Maze, we've got no traffic. None whatsoever. Oh, and it's a mentor that's on as well, so we'll actually have a student on Heathrow Tower. George Peppard. Closer. We can see the coast. And almost see Blighty in the distance. Yeah, if I hold my head at the right angle and stick my tongue out just a little bit, I can see Blighty. So, I will need a ground chart as well. So, well, I'm glad that we'll have at least some air traffic control. Biggin Hill approach departures just come on. That's not particularly helpful, least of all because no one flies there, and we're going to be going right over the top of his zone. It'll be interesting whether we get a contact me from them. Entirely sure how that works, actually. But we should be above their airspace technically, but because we're self-vectoring or whatever, we'll probably end up overflying him a bit lower than we'd like, or than we would do under ATC control at least. I'll zoom in a touch, the door's shut. I'm supposed to be going out tonight for food, and it's one of the guys leaving dues at work, but I'm not feeling overly energised at the moment. So we shall see. If I do stay in, I might do another flight. What are you ping-ponging about? C of G, what a surprise. Come on, flight engineer, sort your shit out. More importantly, stop that beeping. So, less than 50 miles to the start of the SID. Star, sorry. Standard terminal arrival route. On Biggin Hill. Let's have a look. So we overfly Biggin at what? Above 7,000. I don't know how high his airspace goes up to. So let's have a look at Sky Vector, some chart. Zoom in on Gatwick, there's Biggin. Does his CTZ go up to? ATZ even? Does not say on this chart. Because he hasn't even got a CTZ. Okay. Well, Why are you on Biggin? No one flies into Biggin. He's on for some reason. Not the first time I've seen Biggin on it. There is something I'm not aware of. So let's get this correct. Biggin for Bravo. Right, and we're going to hit a Lesso 280. Right. No, I'm going to start our descent. So 250. So just a standard message into Unicom, London traffic, passing a Lesso, Biggin for Bravo for Heathrow 27 left, flight level 250, Concorde. And then I will send that when we pass a Lesso. 22 miles. And I can put joystick cam on for you. Joystick cam, there we go. So you can see me stabbing at the controls. Thousand to go.
Altitude alert, 1,000 to go.
And we will turn onto the biggin radial of 315. 10 miles. We'll go to heading hold now. We'll flick over to rad. And then we'll go Vorlock. And that should just capture that now. That's us more or less passing Alesso. So I can send that message onto Unicom. And then we're going to go down to 7,000 feet. Hold it quiet. And full on lawn dart status into London. I'm going to throttle back a touch more. More actually. Weather's a bit poop, but I know that from looking out the window. Isn't she beautiful? No, we can just see Blighty down there. Just the other side are, well, once we're over land we want to be at 140, so I'm going to bring the speed right back now. Give us more time for this descent. $50 miles to begin. And we can look at the approach checklist. Oh, 1201. So, cabin steward call, 15 minutes more or less. Taxi light, turn lights can come on. Landing lights can come on nice and early. Rad INS switch is on. Seatbelt sign will come on. Engine control. We'll go to approach. Brake fans should be off, which they are. SSB is fine, DC split is fine, fuel weight's fine, ASI bugs, visor nose can come down. Altimeters are going to be on 1008. Like that, 1008. Approach checklist is complete. We're a little high, but we know this thing drops like a brick if we want it to. Just wait for that speed to come back and then I can go into IAS hold and we'll start descending pretty sharpish then. So IAS hold, the nose will come down and we will start dropping like the proverbial brick. And when we hit big in, we're going to go due north pretty much. We're going to ignore the initial approach procedures because we're just not going to make that turn, quite frankly. Require, always forgetting that one. And we are now dropping pretty quick. So who else have we got coming in? This chap, we're going to cut him right up. And this chap, who we're possibly not going to cut up. Let's update that spy. I know we are. Trying to keep the speed down. Why is it down to 5 degrees? That's the chap just put on face on that spy that he's coming in hot. And go IS acquire on that, which will kick in when we get down a bit lower. Still got 29 miles to go till Big In, so I'm not panicking just yet. If we had better visibility, we'd see Gatwick, well, this short south end is down there, sorry. Oh, sure. First time. Is that? Sure. Going to be tight with this 511. Technically we have priority as Concorde, but he is ahead of us. He is going to need to get a shuffle on. Okay, just put Heathrow 20 miles from Big Inn, flight level 110 for ILS 27 left Concorde. Passing flight level 100 now. We are going to hit 7,000 before Big Inn, which is good. Not had a contact me from Big Inn radar. Really want one either. The 511 really does need to get a jiggle on.
Altitude alert, 1,000 to go.
Okay, so 1,000 to go. Coming up on 7,000 then. On 1008. IAS acquire will kick in once we drop our speed back to 220, which will help massively. 2 aircraft in front. An EasyJet below us actually. A bit of a problem. But we are at the moment following the procedure. My VAS is going to start hurting fairly soon. So waiting to overfly Big Inn, and then we'll go in turn due north, and then we can descend down to 2,500 feet. Weather is pretty poop. 5 miles to Big Inn. Don't know how to contact me from Big Inn radar, so I'm just going to completely ignore it. Now put that spy at Big Inn, turning base. I'm going to turn now actually, a few miles early, just because that guy has turned base now. I really want to do the missed approach procedure. And he's just given me priority. So, over to the ILS frequency of 109.5. And we need to descend. Left to 300, and the ILS is 270.
Altitude alert, 1000 to go.
Come on. So what I need to do is kill that, over to tower, get this puppy.
Radio altimeters are active.
511, hello. From a 27 left to time, surface from 220319. Actually, we're making a 360 monitor for give space to the cover, then give me a question of cover to 511.
Heathrow Tower, hello, Speedbird Concorde 1583, final 27 left.
Speedbird Concorde 1583, hello, on the 27 left to time, surface from 220319, what's the company ahead doing with?
Roger, clear to land 27 left, Speedbird Concorde 1583.
Tower, Speedbird 511, the Concorde in sending as we're seeing the final two behind Concorde.
A bit low.
511, Roger, put final 23 right, question 23 left, you know.
So, landing checklist. Nose down 3 greens. Gear is down 3 greens. Landing checklist complete.
053 Gareth Squawk, Red Charlie.
Come on.
Squawk, Red Charlie, 053.
Bit low here and well off course. So let's try and get that right. That is very hurty here.
053 German, continue with the cover on CT right now. 122.80, speed of 30. Runway 23 right, pressing on 27 right, to take off surface from 220820 knots, resting 3. Runway 27 right, 34, take off, super 4.3.
Oh, there's another Concorde.
Today, we drove a Hudson Passing Company 777 fire Alpha 2, line up from 27 right behind. 100 Hudson could be 777, line up away 27 right behind Alpha 2 today.
Oh, I'm just going to kill the autopilot because it's not playing. fighting the wind. Heathrow Tower, Speedboat Concord 1583. Can we have a wind check, please?
From 220 to going up to 1533.
Roger, thank you. Right, so maybe, just maybe, it's going to capture this now. Yes. All the frames, all the VAS. Right, stable. Getting ready to kill everything. Coming in a little bit quicker than I normally would because this wind is horrendous. And when you've got wind that's gusting and
1,000 feet
variable
radio.
and shit frames and shit vans. Gusting 3-3. Jeez.
800 feet.
We're 511 Roger. Continue flight from 27 National on the table surface on 220 gusting 33.
500 feet. $400 feet.
Oh, I really don't want to have to go around, but this wind is something horrible.
300 feet.
Alert high, Cat 2. 100 to go.
200 feet.
Continuing.
100 feet. 50, 40, 30, 20,
Check the
15.
rudder. Wow.
$100 knots.
That wind though.
75 knots. 50. 40. 20 knots.
Wind is mental.
Welcome to 158 welcome to Heathrow Taxi. Sierra stands for 1-2.
412 via Sierra, and that is very windy. Thank you very much. Speedboat Concord 1583.
51187 left, confirm surface on 220.
So Sierra to 412. So that is this one on the end of the pier here. So let's get the checklist going. Landing lights can come off, brake fans will need to come on. Yes, brakes are very hot because I was stamping on those. Master warning, inhibits, flight control inverters can come off.
All station 2, the tower is now closing, we are coming on to today.
That's the inverters off. Back over to Unicom. Well done, that man, for getting us in. Pressure static heaters and ADS heaters can come off. Drain masters heaters can come off. Anti-icing's off. Temps pond can go to standby. De-ice can come off. I'll leave the demist on. Right, there we go. Vass hasn't died actually, I'm quite surprised. Ah, there's the Vass gone. Right, so this is gonna suck. And we are going to kill the two board engines, which is going to give us loads of warnings. So this isn't going to look great because it's not going to load any more models in because I've OOM'd. Means it's not going to finish loading that texture. I shouldn't have gone to the outside view. Never mind. The touchdown wasn't horrendous given the frame rate. 142 knots we touched down at. Bit slow actually. Vigo 511's not a million miles away. Thank you very much to him for giving us priority. Now 412 is the one right on the end here. This one. I don't think there's a safe dock. Not see one. If it's not loaded it now, it won't load it because of the VAS. Could do really limit the number of aircraft. So 75 miles. Oh, that's a bit next time round. See, the VAS issue has now cleared itself, but I've still got the pop-up saying the computer's out of the available memory, and therefore if I OK that dialogue, it will kill my flight. It'll just crash to desktop FSX, which is annoying. Who was the other Concorde then that's just gone out? Oh, there was a Concorde just taken off as well. Maybe I'm hearing things. Sure, there was another speedboat Concorde call sign. Seven, 8, 9, 320, 744. And nudge us forwards a smidgen more, and that'll do. Okay, we can kill engine number 1. So, lights are off, brakes are on, nose visor is up for parking. Kill that annoying bleep. Generators can come off. We can request ground power. And there's ground power. We can request ground air. And now we've got ground power, we can kill engine number 4. And kill that annoying ponging. Throttle masters can come off. All the lights would come off at this point, but I can't see the switches really. So we'll just not do that. So debriefing, touchdown 428 feet per minute, not bad given the frames. And there we are. Full rotation to Larnaca and back. So next ones then, I think we'll do some UK flying. And then we'll build up to a across the pond. JFK and back or something, I guess. So I very much do hope you enjoyed that. If you did, yeah, usual clickbait, thumbs up, subscribe, all that jazz. Anyway, you know what to do if you want to. But yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching.